Okay, so now, Mr. Fawaz, we have another topic, crane and lifting equipment, as per the volume 2 of Construction Safety Manual. Some of the references are there, which are already mentioned, for NC and other. Same, same like for operators, for cranes, for different power lines, even crane suspended platforms as well, like man baskets, even crane lifts, rigging hardware requirements, inspection and testing of elevating lifting equipment, and some of the NC standards, especially the safety requirements for work platforms suspended from cranes or derricks. Now, the good thing is, if you go to the website of American National Standards Institute, you can get these standards to be downloaded. And sometimes we need to buy. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, if your safety manager is there or any Aramco PMT guy is there, he will definitely share. If you ask him that we need these things, just because this is relevant to our project or relevant to our project, agreed project scope, and then accordingly, you can prepare a list and ask which standard is available with you and which you need from Saudi Arabia. And they'll be happy to share for sure, inshallah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, crane operations generally require, like crane operators and riggers, operators shall be licensed and certified as per GI 7.025. Same requirements. Crane operators have final decision on lifts, and only Saudi Aramco certified riggers, only Saudi Aramco certified riggers shall rig loads, even transport trucks and boom trucks as well, cannot act as crane operator and rigger on same lift. Okay, the crane operator cannot be the rigger, rigger can be the crane operator, shall not leave controls at any time while load is attached. Load shall be floated 3 seconds prior to the actual lift. So these are the, again some rules, but these general requirements we can't violate actually. Otherwise, if LPD or anybody notice and or anything happens, God forbid, the issue is Aramco will catch us the moment something happened, because then they will interrogate, and their incident investigation is so strong. They are a big
Yeah.
team, Mr. Fawaz. They are a big team and highly professionals, state of the art technical knowledge holders. They will not leave. They will ask. They will not leave the why until they dig out the real root cause of this particular accident. You know,
Yeah.
and how are they gonna audit? They will audit all the rules, safety rules. Either the rules were followed or not. That is the way they will investigate. Mostly they'll focus on underlying root causes. The direct root causes, of course, immediate root causes is quite easy to find, but underlying root causes, they have to interrogate, a lot of interviews, a lot of questions. Even they'll go up to the top management just to find out who is the real culprit actually, why that incident happened. Here, no harm to create a scenario, Mr. Fawaz. Imagine you as a person, you notice one forklift was leaking. Okay,
Mhm.
it was leaking. Now, a gentleman came, an employee came, and he slipped off because the forklift operator he ignored. He ignored that leaking.
Yeah.
So another gentleman came, the employee, and he slipped off, and his head hit to the machine. Actually, nearby there was a machine, so he slipped and head hit to the, and now he, God forbid, died immediately. Okay, now the scenario is created. Now what
Yeah.
happened? Now you are the incident investigator or accident investigator. What would be your step as per your experience or whatever is coming in your mind? Let's be open and share with me that this is how you will interrogate, you know, in steps. That is the first step, second step, third step. This is how you'll interrogate. What would be your way of managing or investigating this particular incident?
I think the first step, we have to stop the work.
Perfect.
We have to also find the root cause of the accident, which is the forklift is leaking and the operator uh,
Mhm.
did not report about it.
Mhm.
So we have also to uh, after the investigation, we have to do consequences on the operator or on the full operation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So uh, definitely, first you'll try to quarantine that area. You'll not let anybody to come into that area. And of
Exactly.
course, you will call your emergency response team and you will engage them. So the body have to be shifted to the hospital and, a lot of interrogation from the medical side also. And then, of course, you need to inform all the, might be your immediate emergency response leader or even to your safety manager. And safety manager might be informing to the general manager. And, the information
The high
flows on and
management.
on. And then Aramco would definitely be familiar what happened here. If it is, God forbid, happened at Aramco side. So now they will start interrogating, and you within 24 hours you are reporting what happened exactly. The person is slipped off because of oil spillage, or the reason nobody knows yet. And then they start interrogating why that leaking was there. Oh, a
Yeah.
forklift was leaking. Why that forklift was leaking? Because there was no inspection. Why that daily inspection was not there? Because but he was not having time, a lot of workload was there, so he ignored that leaking. Why he ignored? Why that workload was not properly planned,
Yeah.
okay? Why the third party inspection was not done? Why? Oh, because why the proper maintenance is not done? Why that leaking was there? So you don't leave the why until you find out all the underlying root cause, and
Yes.
ultimately the company leadership is the responsible one.
Yeah.
Why that safety management system was not properly effectively implemented and being followed here. I hope you got the point. So incident investigation, 5 W's: why, when, where, how, and all these you have to
Yeah.
ask in a different perspective, but why is more important here in an incident investigation. And surely you'll dig out all the reasons. Okay. But excellent, mashallah. You have some smooth energy to interrogate that, to ask the supervisor why that leaking was not managed, why the warehouse supervisor couldn't, because it was parked somewhere, why in the parking area if leaking was there, and who was the daily safety inspector even, why he didn't notice. If he didn't notice, what was his intention, why he was not focused, and why the report is okay, there is no issue in the warehouse, there is no leaking at all in the parking area of the forklift. So plenty of questions can be raised. And then, if you will not raise, Aramco knows how to raise questions. So they'll dig out all the reasons, because that is why they have highly expert people only for incident investigation. Sometimes it's a big team, by the way. Crane equipment inspection sticker issued by Saudi Aramco approved a third party crane lift performed at wind speed 32. Now, these are the some important points. The wind speed. Wind speed means, again, is a power, is a speed, the velocity.
Yeah.
You know, so 35 is standardized for crane lift. You know, and for scaffolding, if I remember exactly, 65 kilometer per hour, and for
Yeah.
man lift, 25 kilometer per hour. Okay,
Yes.
unless otherwise specified by crane manufacturer. Crane cab shall have maximum visibility, no curtains, cardboard to obstruct operator's view.
Yeah.
No, crane operations general requirement. Crane equipment, look at the outer riggers. Sometime might be I can share few videos. If might be I'll share via WhatsApp anytime you can have a time and just see, how sometimes we are balancing the outer riggers. Like if left side
Yeah.
outer rigger, is lifting up, sometimes I notice, the people are sitting on that side. So they are putting pressure, so don't lift up. So this is,
Yeah.
sometimes bad practice I notice, especially as an auditor, but still, you can have a look into the pictures. Outer riggers shall be fully extended wheels of ground. Outer riggers shall not be performed, shall not be permanently secured to pads. Person shall not ride the hook on headache ball or loop. Again, the crane operator, the rigger, they must be competent enough, and you as a safety leader, make sure they are following these rules.
Yeah.
If they're not following, just raise the NCR or guide them or have a toolbox kind of a meeting, and or might be a separate training session, refresh training for a safe crane operation, or safe rigging and lifting operations. You can create some training topics according to your TNA. Okay.
Yeah.
So crane operations, this maintain proper distance for emergency power lines. If it is like 3 meter or 10 feet below 50 volts, make sure below 50 volts, minimum 3 meter or 10 feet, maintain proper distance from energized power lines. And if it is 50 to 250,000 volts, 6.1 meter, 20 feet, and then 250,000 to above, 7.6 meter, 25 feet, the distance, because this electric energy have magnetic skills, it sucks actually, even sometime area energized, because it's a high voltage, and any short circuit that is why it's very much important to be away from the energy, especially the overhead power lines, or even underground power lines also need to be taken a lot of care. Taglines shall be used unless they cause a greater hazard. Please take a screenshot, or I'll share this presentation also, okay? Lifts must be plumb, and designated signalman shall be used at all times.
Yeah.
Now, onshore crane operations, hydraulic cranes with additional boom section, and even, shall not travel more than 1 kilometer or 0.6 inside plant facilities. Crane movement inside plant facilities requires locking device on boom, crane, escort, and flagman also. Cranes shall not be used to drag loads along the ground. Provide minimum tail swing clearance of 0.6 meter or 2 feet. Okay, so these are some of the again requirements, but these requirements basically must be in the mind of crane operator and the riggers and the flagman, whoever is involved. But you as a leader just audit them, just inspect them. Either they are following this one or they are aware or not. If they're not aware, arrange a training for them.
Yeah.
Now, this is the important part, critical crane lifts, because any load we are lifting, especially above than 10 tons, we need rigor level, 3. Below 10 tons, we need rigor level 3, and 10 to 20 tons, we need rigor level 2, and 40 or 40 above, we need rigor level 1. So 1, 2, 3. 3 rigor levels are there, but most important thing is there are some certain conditions, and might be the load is very less, but still we need a rigor. Still we need a critical lift plan.
Yeah.
What are the requirements? Critical lift plan per GI 7.024 or 7.028 shall be on site prior to any critical lift. Rigger 1 in charge of the coordinating lift. Critical lifts within 10 meters or 33 feet of hydrocarbon, or pressurized piping, populated areas, or railway line. Loads less than or above than 40 tons. Load exceeds 85% of the crane's rated load capacity. Occur at night. Explosion fire or high heat hazard. If these conditions are there, we need a critical lift plan. And that critical lift plan, Mr. Fawaz, only rigger level 1.
Yeah.
He is authorized to prepare and approve even. Okay.
Yeah.
So operating near energized power lines involving even high level or long reach lifting on bargage, vessels, or hydrocarbon loading piles and other lifts as required by Saudi Aramco proponent. So these are the some requirements related to critical crane lifts. Now, tailing, sundom, multiple or turning lifts, derate cranes by 25% separate. No, these are the special critical crane lifts. Look at the picture even. Because exactly. So any small mistake, it will destroy the whole process. So derate cranes by 25%. Like if you can lift 100 tons, the crane is designed for 100 tons. Don't try 100 tons because manufacturer can claim so many things. But
Yeah.
make sure you reduce 25%. Okay. So 70
We need
you must learn.
to calculate also the SWL.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
yeah,
Yeah, safe working load. Excellent, mashallah. Separate lift fan. And now the rigger level one must be familiar for all these formulas, even. You know, he must be knowledgeable as a rigger level one. If he doesn't know, then and for rigger level one, we have 5 days separate training, Mr. Fawaz.
yeah,
In these 5 days, we teach all the technical formulas, all the safety requirements as well as the practicality. And this is how you can pass rigor level one exam, theoretical as well as practical within Saudi Arabia. So,
yeah,
but you have to be serious enough. It's not a small study. Again, continual focus study. So, man basket lifts, baskets shall be inspector certified, crane suspended person like platform permit SA 90 648 issue derate crane by 50%.
yes,
Okay, if man basket lifts are there, so wind speed below 25 or 15 meter per
yes,
hour, miles per hour, or dedicated rigging hardware specified per section 7.8J. Trial lift required with equivalent weight and positioning. Travel prohibited when man basket occupied. If it is already occupied, don't travel it.
yeah,
Sometimes we travel. Okay, you are in the man basket, so let's move. It's horrible because you are diverting the complete balance actually. Now, direct eye contact between crane operator and signal man.
yeah,
So that was all about the crane and lift. And the humble request is